What it is, y'all? It is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you tonight with more Damachi. Now, let's talk about the banners coming tonight, because remember, this is part 1 of 2. So, unless you've got 16,000 Iris, which I know a lot of you probably don't have, you may want to chill and wait for some part 2 to come along. Now, that said, we have some great units coming in these 2 banners, okay? We're going to have this banner with Goblin, Slayer, High Elf, and Chigusa. And then, of course, we've got Priestess, Oka, and Cowgirl in the second banner. Now, this is 2 of, I'm suspecting, 4 banners. That's about how that generally goes, that we're going to be receiving. And we already kind of saw a glimpse of what I expect to see. If I'm going to just guess, and this is a huge guess, a wager, I'm going to bet that whatever what Katori did with the rerun campaign, when they kind of upped her character and gave her the adventurer, I'm going to guess that's probably about what Goblin Slayer is going to do in part 2. Just throwing my little speculation out there for you. So, let's get in here and talk about it, because this Goblin Slayer is actually he's more of like a support role, if we're honest here, okay? So, Goblin Slayer himself, his first skill is Foes, plural, critical and penetration rate, and physical resist and dark resist down 30% for 4 turns. That's a really good debuff, okay? Second skill is a mid-dark physical attack with ultra on guard rate, foes, single target, and AoE resist down 20%, which is also very, very good. Now, third skill is foe, single, super dark physical attack with high penetration rate with strength boost for 3 turns and strength and dark damage up 40%. Now, that's not insane, but that's actually still fairly decent. He'll hit okay, but he's really more of like a support role for your teams, if I'm honest, okay? High Elf, on the other hand, let's talk about her, because actually she's really good. And remember, both Goblin Slayer and High Elf are getting a heroic trial, which also means for me, pretty sure that Oka and Priestess are going to get a heroic trial probably next week or the week after. I'm going to guess next week, okay? All this is dropping tonight at 9 p.m. And yes, I will be live streaming. A rare Thursday night live stream will be happening this week. Swole Arm Thursday is going to be a thing. So if you want to keep up to date with that, click the subscribe button down below and hit the notification icon. We will 100% be doing that tonight, 9-ish, because I've got a few life deals I've got to sort out. You know, Thursday night's usually my free night, and it ain't going to be tonight, so we'll talk about all that. Now, let's jump into it, okay? High Elf. She is a fast self, Dex, Thunder damage plus 60%, allies, Dex, and Thunder plus 30% for 3 turns, okay? Not a bad unit. Second skill, foes, plural, super physical. Now, this is a foes, plural, with super, though it is a slow attack. Slow, super physical, with ultra penetration rate, skill damage plus 60% on stunned targets, self-strength 60% for 3 turns. Now, why is it stunned targets? Well, her passive is a 90% stun on counter. So you really want to make sure that right out of the gate, you increase her counter rate. Make sure whatever she's doing first, you could even do that move first, because it's a slow move. Her counters are going to come first, and that move's going to come last. So basically, she's going to counter a few folks, like whoever's hitting her, and then whoever's already stunned, they're immediately going to get that extra damage. Now, you're probably not going to stun a huge number of folks right out of the gate, but it is worth that particular situation. If you're wondering how to use her in war games, set her to AoE, and she'll do that every single time. Okay? Or no, nearly every single time. Third skill, foe singular. So she is a self, basically buffer and ally buffer, at AoE, and now we have a foe singular. Okay? High physical attack with ultra critical rate, skill damage plus 30% for each self Dex buff. Okay, so skill damage 30% for the Dex buff. So if you don't have anybody stunned, you can do that. But that 60% of stunned targets, once her her counter rate is up, that second attack is going to be killer. Chigusa, on the other hand, is kind of the one that I'm like, eh. A lot of people said they like her. I'm kind of questioning if I would ever honestly use her on a team. She's good, don't get me wrong. Endurance, agility, and dex, all plus 10%. Foes, 80% slow. I've got a 100% slow unit. I just haven't used that in forever. Having these other abilities here, the 10% plus the 80% slow is a nice way to make sure she's not crazy OP. But at the same rate, I probably am not personally going to find much of a use for her on my teams. Maybe I've eaten those words before, but for me, Chigusa and Goblin Slayer are probably the low end of the sure, I wouldn't mind that spectrum, especially considering. So getting one of Goblin Slayer wouldn't be a bad idea, because remember, we're going to get a bond to him from the event. I don't believe, now I'm going to go out on a limb here, rarely, very rarely, do they give that to you as a unit. That is most likely going to be a bond. So if you pull Goblin Slayer, you'll have the ability to get one through the story and one from Heroic Trial. Personally, I bet I'm going to go after High Elf first, but that's me. Now, if you want to chase one of these banners, it's 4,000 Iris to do all 10 summons. So that's why I say, if we're getting 2 more banners after this, unless you have 16k Iris burning a hole in your pocket, summon very cautiously. I'm going to be doing limited summons on this banner personally. That's my personal take on that. Okay, let's talk about the second banner. Okay, Priestess. Priestess is actually pretty good. I do like her a lot. Priestess is a first skill, and I've talked about SAs, but they all have really good SAs, but hers is particularly really good. It is worth noting that both Goblin Slayer and Priestess have single target SAs, so do bear that in mind. But first attack for Priestess is a foe plural, strength magic minus 35% for 3 turns, allies 35% HP regen. Remember we talked about it. She's like a 90% Haruhime, 10% Line unit, and I think she's amazing. I'm totally going after her. Old Girl is 100% going to be MLB'd if it takes Star Bonds or what. Wailing, I don't care. We're going to be doing something. We're going to be getting Old Girl one way or the other. Skill 2, this is the Line skill. Fast allies SA gauge, 33% for 4 turns. Foes low thunder magic attack with ultra encounter rate. Now, that said, normally Line doesn't really do it as attack. She just does a buff. This is going to be an attack with that buff skill on it. Now, it is a low thunder magic attack, but that could be extremely beneficial. Extremely beneficial. Okay? Third skill is a foe singular super thunder magic attack with temporary magic boost, ally status buff, and foe's status debuff plus 2 turns. Another Haruhime skill. She takes the best parts of Haruhime, the best parts of Line, and poof, you know, like pen, pineapple, pineapple, pen, if you want a 2015 reference. So, Old Girl is amazing. If you want my opinion, hit this banner before you hit anything else. But those of you that are not chilling on an insane amount of Iris, you may want to wait. You may want to see what's going to be happening. Okay. I'm imagining there's going to be some overlap in the 2 banners. I don't think this banner is going to expire before the other banner drops, so we'll probably have some time. And worst case scenario, we always get either the leaks or the live stream right beforehand, so you can always hold on to your Iris until towards the end and then just spam it. You know, there's always that possibility, and I'm willing to bet we're going to get some 4-star tickets, probably an 11 draw somewhere in the exchange. So play that cautiously, okay? Now, her SA is an Ultra Thunder magic attack with temporary magic boost and allies strength and magic 80%. I know Haruhime is 100%, but she is like a baby Haruhime. It's so flippin' good what she does. I absolutely love this unit, and I'm going to be going ham on her banner. Okay, Oka. Oka's another really great unit. Now, Oka kind of starts that. We're going back to AoE super attacks, but skill 1 is a fast self strength dark guard rate counter rate. Fast self strength dark guard rate and counter rate all 40%. Remember we talked about with High Elf how you really need that counter rate up. Was it High Elf? I think it was High Elf. We need that counter rate. Yeah. High Elf, you need that counter rate up. Oka will do that job for you. Pay attention. Start building teams in your head. Pay attention. Okay? Skill 2. Foes, plural. High dark physical attack with high penetration rate, temporary strength boost, and self-status buff plus 2 turns. 10% HP drain. That's a decent skill, but I don't know how often I'm going to use it, though that would be kind of, like, that's going to be killer in Wargame, but outside of that, I don't know so much. But Wargame, that's going to be a really awesome technique. And once again, the way you trigger that is you set him to AoE, and he's going to do it. Because third skill is a foe singular, dark, high physical attack with ultra critical rate, temporary strength boost, and taunt. Now, interesting point here. His passive is a 60% taunt on counterattack. So if somebody hits you, you get a good counter. Little more than half a chance to taunt them. What a taunt does, if you're not familiar, it basically reduces your unit's ability to do AoE attacks. Pretty straightforward stuff, okay? Great banner. I'm going to be going all the way deep on this banner, and we'll probably be doing that tonight on live stream, okay? Cowgirl. Allies strength and magic plus 50% and HP regen 15%. I talked about how good this was in the other video. I have a unit that does the strength, I have a unit that does the magic, and I have a unit that does the HP regen. Having all three of those mashed into one, like that visual reference, like when you take a toddler's nose, you're like, I got your nose! Pretty much the same thing. I scared some weebs right there, like I ripped my fingers off. We're going to go with that answer. So, Old Girl is absolutely stellar. That 15% across the board for all those rates is absolutely spectacular. So, this is the banner you want to hit, guys. Don't worry about the Goblin Slayer banner. Do a summon or two. If you've got 4K Iris, like I've got 4K Iris easily, I'm not worried about that. And I think we're going to blow it all tonight and see what we get. So be here for the live stream. I just say 9-ish. The events should drop at 9 p.m. I don't believe they're live yet. I'm going to double check that real quick. But normally everything drops at 9, and I haven't checked in quite a bit of time, but I don't foresee it having it dropped. Yeah, no, nothing's there yet. So 9 p.m. tonight, expect these banners. I'll be live sometime around there. Like I said, once I get everything sorted out and I'm able to come back, hit the notification icon, hit that subscribe button. I'll be back at you guys with more Danmachi. And, yeah, we'll talk about them tonight on the live stream.